Today we're going to talk about network firewalls and also intrusion detection systems and intrusion protection systems. When I mention firewalls, I'm sure we kind of more or less familiar with the concept of firewalls as in protecting huge castles in mid-edges, and also for system to stopping people from coming through, right, during the wars and so on. So the principle is very similar when it comes to network security. So we have firewall, which are devices stopping users from infiltrating onto your network, and we also have IPS, intrusion prevention systems, and then IDS, intrusion detection systems. So what is the fundamental difference between the two, right? Because I always get asked the question, should I buy a firewall, network firewall, or should I buy an IPS IDS? So the answer really is, you should have both. Let's see why. So again, I'm going to draw my internet connectivity here to put a bit of context from an enterprise point of view, right? And usually at the entry point of your network, most companies, if not all, will have a firewall. So here I'm talking about a network firewall. So what exactly is this thing doing? So here we're trying to protect any network communication entering through by filtering exactly the type of connectivity you will expect. In the case of enterprise systems, you will normally have what we call web transaction. So this is you doing your browsing, to a specific website, okay? Doing it securely, something called HTTPS. That's just the way we go ahead and browse securely using encrypted channels, right? So we can have web traffic coming in via website, whether it's encrypted or not, right? And the firewall is going to be able to allow that transaction. So you can see here at the connectivity level, the firewall is giving those filtering. So if you were try to connect to a different type of service within the company, the firewall is going to stop you. So usually very high speed, right? So think here as high speed. Okay? So because you sit at the edge of your network, this thing needs to be very fast, right, in terms of coping with a lot of connections coming through. And bear in mind, again, I'm going to keep the simplistic view of our network. So these are our back-end applications which are running on specific servers, right? We can call it here, we can say server here to put a bit of context. So user trying to access our specific applications, we have the application sitting on the web server, has to go through a firewall. It's providing high speed connectivity, but at the same time filtering in terms of what connectivity could come in, right? So that's our first line of defense. But the challenge we have with this firewall is very often, and a lot of them, they are not very intelligent, right? When I say not very intelligent, what I'm trying to say here is they are not really designed to cope with looking at what's happening inside the actual transaction, right? Some of firewall do, but a lot of the firewalls do not provide that intelligence. And this is why a lot of devices like IPS, IDS, right, are used. So I'm going to say here, IDS is an intrusion detection system, and an IPS is an intrusion prevention. The difference is one is can only alert, where the other one can actually do something about it by actually stopping the traffic well if an attack is going on. This one, very passive usually, will tell you that something is happening, but will not have the means to stop it, where the IPS will see something's happening, and then we can actually go ahead and do something like trigger an event that will stop that transaction from going through. So you can see here we can combine firewalls, right, to do the high speed and filtering at the network level, right? And here the IPS is going to do a lot more intelligence, right, related to malware traffic going through, related to content scanning, for example, right, and also related to non-type of threats, related to your network. So this is a very specialized type of device focusing on detecting attack at network level, and some of them also at the application level. So really, the question is no, if I should have a firewall or an IPS and IDS, most cases we need to have both. Firewalls giving us the network protection, and then our IPS giving us slightly more advanced detection when it comes to the intrusion at the network level and also at the application level. So fundamentally, that's the difference. But you might also have found a lot of the vendors, a lot of the security products are combining this functionality where they have a firewall also providing the IPS IDS functionality. Thank you.